What's up guys, welcome back to the Gear Shelf. In this episode, I'm going to be reviewing the cheap Quasar tube and showing you how you can use it to improve your creative work. So a few months back, I was watching YouTube and stumbled upon one of Blaine Westrop's videos talking about cheap Quasar tubes and using them as hair lights in studio situations. And that got me thinking, why have I not purchased a tube light? Looked it up and this thing was $75 and it came in the mail, and it is one of the greatest things that I have added to my lighting kit. What is a tube light? Essentially, it looks like a giant tube, and on one end you have metal, and on the other end you have a plastic cover. This is a bicolor version, which means you can change the Kelvin from 2000 to 9000 Kelvin. On the top here, you have a on-off switch, and on the other side, you have your controls that controls your color temperature. There is no built-in dimmer to this light either, so I'll link below the solution that I came up with. It's a little janky, but basically you're gonna take a standard lamp dimmer. I jerry-rigged that on top of the DMX port. It's super simple, just some cables that need to be plugged in, but it is a little bit janky. Right here is where the DMX port comes out. You plug it in. One of the downsides, I would say, is that this doesn't have a battery. And so what that means is you're gonna have to use this DMX port, which is totally fine in my opinion. But if you were to use it for like practicals or something, it would be a little bit of an issue. Now this thing, like I said earlier, is 4 feet, which is fairly long. However, I would probably recommend you getting your first one to be 4 feet, because if you wanted to rig it for hair light, that's about the size to have 1 or 2 people back behind. It has a great coverage for doing skin tones. There's kind of 2 ways I would mount this. I would either do it horizontally or I would do it vertically. Vertically gets some interesting skin tone wraps. However, horizontally, I would say is better for products and more evenly lit situations. But you'll start noticing these in more creative work and music videos because a lot of people are not used to seeing tubes being used as a key light. I think they mainly think about them as backlights. You see this, and this is all bare metal. You're gonna be wondering, how do you mount this on anything? And I present you what I have been doing for the past few months, and that is this. This is a Manfrotto super clamp. I'll link it down below as well. Essentially, it goes in here and you'll screw it down and it clamps down on the plastic covering in the metal, and it gets you a D-tap connection that you can mount on a C-stand or on a cheap light stand from Amazon. I've done both and it's been awesome. I would say if you're gonna mount it vertically, you should use a C-stand, but if you're doing it horizontally for a little shot or something, I've definitely done this before and it's been great. Cool setup. There's a lot of different ways you can mount it. I think people online come up with all sorts of stuff, but the super clamp was the smartest in my opinion, and as long as you don't over clamp it and snap it in half, hasn't been a problem. But this thing is built like a tank. You can tell Quasar knows what they're doing. I think the lighting reproduction is really good. The metal build quality is awesome, and it's just a super simple light that I think everyone needs in their kit. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the description below, and I will see you in the next one.